How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about OCGN, which ended up posting up a green day. Do keep in mind we had choppy market conditions, but we see there's a lot of demand. There's a lot of strength in the play. And also, I'm going to go over some changes to my strategy. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason this is important because it has an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.57, being up 1.42%. On the low, it tested $3.43, and then on the high, testing $3.69. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 7.385 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 18.683 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but you could see we had a lot of strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 48.11. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200 day, the 100 day, the 50 day. But as you can see here, we are just below the 21 day EMA. Remember when I was telling you guys about $3.62? Well, we were able to pass it and we reached a high of $3.69. So what we'd want to see going into tomorrow is a continuation of this strong uptrend. We've been forming higher lows for the past 3 trading days, so that next level to look out for, you guessed it, is going to be right under $4 at $3.98. We want to see if we can get to this 50 moving average. I feel if we can get here, a lot of buyers will start stepping in. This was a previous area of support right around $4, and that's why I can see more upside coming into the play. And as far as for the bearish case scenario, if we end up having a pullback, I would love for us to hold at least above $3.40 or even around $3.35. And if we pulled back even more, I'm expecting us to hold up at least $3.25. That it will be key so this pattern does not break. But of course, if it wants to consolidate, which is natural, this happens with a lot of stocks, that is perfectly fine because this will still put us in the range to test that $4 area. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. So let's take a look at the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for OCGN. Scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So you can see we don't have any new positions or closed positions as of late. We're taking a look at the dates for February 28th. I think we did cover these yesterday, but one thing that is clear, it's good to see institutions have been showing interest. We also did see this on the graph that I showed you guys as well, that institutions have been loading up. So that is a good sign for all of my long-term investors or for my swing traders out there. Now, when we take a look at our off-exchange short volume ratio, is at 40.61%, and then for our off-exchange short volume, it is just over 2.84 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 200,000, updated 23 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 16.20%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of the 25th, it's at 47.66, and then for the close of the 28th, being at 40.61. So what this shows us right away, OCGN does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we see on the inflows at 5.58, and then then on the outflow, it's at 6.03. So it was an outflow day. And keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. When we take a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 0.29. On the medium, it was 3.19. And then on the small, it was 2.10. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 0. On the medium, it was 3.58. And then on the small, it was 2.45. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for March the 1st for today, it was 0.29 million and it was an inflow. Taking a look at the breakdown even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. But when we take a look at the large, it represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 3.72%. So this is not too bad for a stock like OCGN. We know how volatile it can be. And with the analysts coming out and reaffirming their price target of $8, that shows us that OCGN has over 100% in regards to the upside. And many people are going to be keeping their eye on this and they're going to want to be inside of the play, even if we do have some bag holders that are exiting their positions. So now let's get into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, as far as the technicals are concerned, it is looking very strong. We have been forming higher lows for the past 3 trading days. And these are part of the reasons why when I do these technicals with you guys and when I told you, you know what, I'm going in with an entry, things turned out very well for us. But the one thing I want to update you on, especially if you got into this play after hearing that I was going to be going into it, of course, this is not financial advice, but here's what I'm planning to do. And what I'm going to do is move up my stop loss going into tomorrow. I'm going to be setting it at around $3.10. Remember, I was saying you could use a stop loss before around $2.85 or $2.87. But now since the stock is moving up in the direction where we want it to go, we move up the stop loss. So again, you still safeguard some profits. And of course, it makes sure that you protect your overall investment and we could still enjoy some upside because I haven't sold any positions whatsoever because I want to see this stock go to at least $4. And with the analyst price target, yes, they did have $10 before, but them cutting it back down to $8, they're just adjusting to the market conditions. So I have no issues with that whatsoever. Another area that we need to keep an eye on though, I told you guys in yesterday's video, we want to get above $2.62. So the next level is around $2.76. Upon passing 276, then we have the 50-day, which is around 398. So we know $4 is going to be that psychological area. And if we can have some strong buying volume coming into the stock, I think it will be great and we could see this stock move up even further. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, institutions have been loading up on OCGN. So that is great for all my long-term investors or even for any of my swing traders. And then when we took a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. And that's very clear since it was able to give us a green day, even though we had choppy conditions inside of the market. Just imagine if the markets were strong. OCGN would have been able to get to 376. I think it would have been very easy. But I'm not mad on how well we performed today, but I would love for us to hold up support going into tomorrow at $3.50 because this will continue the pattern of having higher lows. If we break through 350, then I'm looking for that support to hold up around $3.30. And if we go back even further than that, then I'm looking for us to hold $3.23. By respecting these particular levels, then we know OCGN is just consolidating, getting ready for that next move up. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.